Thank you, dear Nigerians, and it's my singular honor and privilege to take some time to address and respond to trending issues coming from the visit of the Honorable Minister of the Federal Capital Territory to the purported and disputed property or land belonging to retired Vice Admiral Gambo, in which there was the altercation that ensued between the Honorable Minister and a very refined and professional gentleman and respected military officer, Lieutenant Yerima. First, I'd like to mention a few things, and these few things are coming from my assessment of the state of the nation. I felt that at a time Nigeria is battling with insecurity and trending and concerning national security issues, our attitude and our behavior should reflect the situation and status of our country, particularly in the global community, where we are perceived in not too pleasant reckoning. And few of the things I like to pick up from the actions of the federal minister are the following. One is the fact that confronting a young officer in uniform in the line of duty exposes the unpatriotic disposition of a public officer in the capacity of Barrister Nyesom Wike, the Federal Capital Territory Minister. It also reveals a very worrisome value scale, where the minister perceives every other public officer as not only stupid but foolish in their discharge of legitimate assignments. Now, the status of that assignment is a subject of another discussion, but coming from a minister, ranking minister for that matter, gives a serious concern. I also feel that there is a serious issue of impunity. He addressed this because the soldier represented Nigeria. He's not just in a personal private uniform, he's wearing the national identity of Nigeria and Nigerians. He pledged his life to be able to put on that uniform to protect and defend Nigeria. However, his pledge was to defend the territory of Nigeria and not the personal property of a superior. I will address that shortly. I also see a challenge in the mental health status of some of our public officers, and it should call for concern. There's no doubt from analyzing the videos that there is a certain level of mental disability exhibited by the Honorable Minister. The level of anger, the contempt, the impunity, and the energy, negative and toxic energy that were driven into those words as he assaulted verbally this officer speaks volume. It's not just a mere reaction to disrespect or failure to recognize his authority, but he spoke from an empirical mindset, and a mindset that is very unsafe for a democratic establishment like we have our present day government. And then I saw contempt. The contempt gave me a real worry, because it obviously looks like the Honorable Minister does not recognize or reckon with anybody else except himself. And that is also very discomforting. Political opportunism. And I like to make reference to Mr. President. I believe that the disrespect shown by Wike to this military officer is a disrespect to his commander-in-chief of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It's a disrespect to the office of the president that gives power to the Nigerian army to protect the territorial integrity of this country, which makes him the president, or in which he is the president. And in the general opinion, if there is any iota of morality and integrity in this service, people like Wike should have resigned by yesterday, not today. Should have resigned from holding public office, or the president will help him disengage him and ban him from holding public office as at every level, not even a community leadership. It's unbearable, it's unbecoming of a public servant. And remember, it's public service. I would also like to address the kind of fear for a retired vice admiral to solicit and seek the help of his subordinates to protect his interests. Shows that we have not been able to enforce or bring people to recognize the roles of the security agencies, which means he recognizes that there is no law and order in a country that he rose through the ranks to become a vice admiral. In a time when we have crisis almost everywhere, our nation is being sanctioned for insecurity, our very loyal and professional men are being deployed to protect and guard private properties, to guard lands from land grabbers. And who are these people? People in the government space. It's very, very disgusting. It's shameful. And that is also very worrisome, that this kind of impunity goes on everywhere, where our men, our people, soldiers, policemen are used to protect the few privileged people. Now, imagine that he wasn't a retired vice admiral. The policemen that went there would have sacked and arrested everybody, and I'm sure they will appear on televisions as criminals for whatever crimes that those who arrested them might choose to put against them. But here we have generals who are using more military to protect themselves than those that are being deployed to protect Nigerians. So this gives me serious concern. And we have to look into this. We have to analyze this. We have to look into the entire scenario and come up with what can be of benefit to Nigeria. Nigeria is owned by Nigerians. And Nigerians are the citizens. They are the number one office. They are the owners of these people. And the others are called public servants. They are not lords. Even though the trend have reversed, people who are mandated to provide public service to Nigerians have become lords and emperors, and they are rulers and owners of the land. But this should be changed. So I wish to appeal to Mr. President. Please, sir, please, we beg you. Wike may have been useful to you in your electoral aspirations or political dreams, but I think Wike has become a great disservice, a great embarrassment to the entire nation and to your distinguished and very revered office. And if you have any iota of dignity left for the rest of Nigerians, among which is Lieutenant Yerima, who was publicly disgraced, insulted, assaulted, and subjected to indignity by an appointee. Wike did not win election to be an FCT minister. He's an appointee of your government. If he could treat the very people who are protecting the territorial integrity, the very people you are depending on to secure the credibility of your leadership and protect the territories of this country, I think Wike should be asked to excuse you. He will be a big discount to you. His action and the fact that he's going ahead to justify, and this has been common, when public officers blow the things and mess up things, they go on a propaganda campaign and, bleaching their impunity and, of course, trying to clean up their mess. I will appeal to you, Mr. President, that the likes of Barrister Nyesom Wike should be put in the proper place in governance. We should also insist that public officers must undergo regular mental health assessment and checks before being allowed to mismanage the hopes and dreams of Nigerians. I'm aware that you are promoting and selling hope. Your mantra is hope. Hope for Nigerians. And this hope we want to have. This hope we believe you have come to give to us. But Wike does not possess the spirit, the grace and anointing of hope. From his action, you can see the reaction of Nigerians. It's an expression of disappointment and utter surprise and shock that such a man could be allowed to sit near the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and Commander-in-Chief of the Nigerian Armed Forces. We appeal to you, sir. Consider what you will do for us. Take a decision over Wike.